Okay, good morning, class. We will continue with local governance and section 2. And we were doing public welfare, we did public health here last time. And now
Good
today
morning,
we
ma'am.
will, good morning. Today we will take up public work. Okay, so local government section 2. Come to page 218. We will begin with public works and services. Okay, all eyes here on your work. Now, the local self-government in the urban areas provide good roads and streets in its area and maintains them in good condition. Shady trees are planted on both sides of the roads. Roadside urinals and latrines are provided. Water and electricity supply are made available in the city for residential houses, offices, factories, schools, colleges, etc. They also maintain graveyards, cremation grounds, or electric crematoria to dispose of the dead. They also maintain the records of birth and deaths. Now, here they are telling you the public work that they undertake. They not only just look after the roads and cleaning, etc. They also maintain the shady trees. They plant more and more trees. They look after the water and electricity supply. Start playing with that box. Leave it and open your book and please be ready. So the residential areas, offices, etc., they are given full 24/7 water supply and electricity. Plus, it also maintains the gardens, various places, and crematoriums, or you can say the graveyards or crematoriums are those places where the dead are disposed of or they are buried or burnt or whatever. Clear? So all this is looked after by the local government. Clear? Next, public education. Education is a very important function of the local self-government. The local bodies establish and manage primary schools and even give grant in aid to other organizations for running the primary schools. These bodies are obliged to see that all children within the age group of 6 to 14 years go to school. They also open libraries, reading rooms, museums, zoological parks, mobile libraries, and adult education centers. So they are telling you that education is a very important working of these local government. They look after the working of educational system, and they are supposed to open the primary schools where from till 14 years of age, from 6 to 14 years of age, they get free and proper educational facilities. Clear? So that is the primary education which the local government looks forward to provide. Then it also gives grant in aid. That means it gives money in aid of the people who are wishing to open up a school for the working of the uh, for actually basically opening a school so that the education is imparted. Clear? Then we come on to the other things, that the zoological parks, the museums, all these, the libraries, all these works are also undertaken by the local government. Then we next come on to public safety. Another important function of a local body is to provide public safety against fire and dilapidated buildings. That means the old buildings which fall, okay, and the fire, if it is caught in any of the buildings. So fire and the building collapsing is also looked after, is also undertaken as a safety measure for the local governments. Clear? Now, for this, it maintains fire engines and a trained staff to save life and property of the people against fire or against a building likely to fall and could be a danger to human life. It can pull down old and dangerous buildings which might cause a mishap. So they are telling you that any building which could be a old enough and it could happen, it could just fall. So this is the to avoid this mishappening, they keep a check and they have a standing people to look after the fire department as well as the building mishappening any if it happens. Okay. Similarly, cinema houses, theaters, marriage palaces, petrol pumps are also set up with the due sanction of the local bodies. So it is the local body who sanctions all these things. And according to some specific requirements which these places must fulfill, the cooperation and the municipality keep a check on these places to ensure public safety. Clear? So public safety comes first while they are opening these theaters and all these various cinema houses. They have to follow the precautionary measures which are needed. Clear? Now, number two is optional or voluntary functions. That means those functions which they can do or they need not do. It is on their choice. Clear? So those are called voluntary. That means I wish I will do. Voluntarily I'll do. Clear? I want to do. Okay. So let us see. The following are the optional or voluntary functions. Please do not send me your attendance, Hania. Who wants it? Every time doing, are you listening to the lesson carefully instead of doing and typing all this? So, functions of the local government which should be performed if fund permits. That means if there is proper funding, then what all extra work they can do to enhance their working. Number one, to provide toilets, bathrooms, bathing ghats, washing ghats. Clear? Number two, maintain rest houses, night shelters, children's homes, orphanages, senior citizens' homes, homes for destitute women, etc. Third, to run educational institutions like schools, colleges, polytechnics, etc. Number four, to develop parks, gardens, picnic spots, museums, zoos, and other places like swimming pools, playgrounds, etc. Number five, to provide cheap and efficient local bus service or any other mode of transport. So all these are the voluntary works which they do. And if you would have seen, nowadays, the Uttar Pradesh government has started running a few new buses. Have you seen that? So it is their choice to begin. Okay. Next, sources of income. Now, what is the source of money they get from? Okay, how do they get money to do all these works? Let's see. The local self-government needs funds for carrying out their duties. Some of the sources of their funds are given below. Now, the first is octroi duty on goods brought into the city. Octroi duty is the tax imposed on anything that is brought within the city. Okay. Number two, taxes on houses and land called property tax. You all must have heard from your parents, property tax. Okay, whatever land or building or monument you have, for that you have to pay a little tax. Okay, then income from water supply. You must have heard your parents saying कि पानी का bill भरना है, water bill है ना? So it is that only. Then next is taxes on business and professions. Whatever work we do, we have to pay a little amount of tax. Clear? Next, certain municipalities tax facilities like public lighting and hygiene. In certain areas where there are excessive lighting and other hygiene is looked after, there they also take the tax from that. Okay? Mostly in the new societies which we have, which are building, we have a maintenance office. There every electricity and all that is looked after, maintenance. Okay. The next, education tax for education activities, toll tax for use of roads and bridges, tax on vehicles, parking places, markets and hawkers, then grants from state government, education tax or educational activities, then rent collected from buildings owned by the urban local body, then loans with the approval of the state government, and then entertainment tax. So all these taxes are levied as a source to create money for them so that the local bodies can work. Clear till here? Next, we have differences between municipality and municipal corporation. We all know that municipality works for a smaller town or a small little area or a small city, whereas municipal corporation, it works for the metro cities or big towns and cities. Yeah. Let us see the difference. Number one, it is meant for city with a population of more than 20,000. Is a municipal corporation. It is meant for a big city having a population as big as that of a district. So they are telling you municipality is for a area which has lesser population and corporation larger population. Yeah. Next, its head is called the chairman or the president. Here in municipal corporation, its head is called the mayor. Yeah. Next, its source of income are not as large as a corporation. No provision of election of aldermen. Number three, in municipal corporation, there is provision for election of aldermen. Now, aldermen, I told you, the people who are quite efficient and well versed in the knowledge about that particular city where they are living. So those are called aldermen. They are appointed in the corporation, but in the municipality, no such post is there. Okay. Next, it has to first go to district administration and through it to the state government. Whereas in municipal corporation, it deals directly with the state government. Now, since municipality is the smallest looking up area which is smaller in size is looked after by municipality. So they are not directly in link with the state government. They have their this district administration to whom they contact. Whereas in corporation, the people who are working local bodies are directly in contact with the state government. Clear till here? Everything? Okay. Then last heading is relation of the local bodies with state government. The local bodies work under the overall control of the state government. There is a minister for local self-government in most of the states. He keeps a control on the local bodies in the state. In fact, the local body, a corporation or a municipality are created by a law of the state government. The state government keeps a check on its finances and gets their accounts audited regularly. The permission of the state government is necessary to levy a new tax or to raise a loan. If the work of the municipality or a corporation is found unsatisfactory, the state government can dissolve it. Actually, local self-government is a state subject under the Constitution of India. So here they are telling you all the local bodies which are working for a particular city, they are basically working under the state. Yeah? The state government. The person who is in charge of the state is looking after all the local bodies which are looking after the various cities in that state. Now, if they find the working of the cities and in cities, the local bodies, if they find it something very, inefficient, well, they can always dissolve this local body and reappoint a new local body with all the governing powers. Clear? Now, local bodies, they come under the jurisdiction or under the working of the local self-government. Clear? Every law that is made or formulated can be easily checked by the state government. They are supposed to, the local bodies give the amount what they receive, the money, everything, and give an account to the state government. Whatever money they have collected, local bodies, for various things, it is kept a check by the state government. They give the grants, they give everything, but they also keep a check on it. Yeah. Then the last thing that we are going to finish off with is that the local government is a state subject. That means you read about the kind of subjects we dealt with in the previous chapter: state subjects, union subjects, or the three lists we were talking about: the state list, the what is it? Union list and the concurrent list. You remember? You remember? No. The state list, that means those subjects which will be looked after by the state government. Union list, the road list which I will be looked after by the entire of the country by the central government. Yeah, concurrent list, that means both of them, the state and that particular central government can decide and work on these subjects. Yeah, so local bodies,
Yes,
they are
ma'am.
basically the state subject. Okay, they can take decisions. Thank you. So with this, we finish this chapter. Now in our next class, we will